Okay guys, we're going to do a little segment right now on the razor sharp cardio core workouts of the program, and I want to point out a couple things before we get into the actual structure of the program. And I want to talk about some key principles, some misinformation you might have been exposed to. First thing is that I explain in the book as well is that cardio is not dead. And for people to tell you that you can get a six-pack without doing any cardio whatsoever is misleading, and it's just plain old false. Unless you only have, a couple pounds of body fat to lose, you might be able to do that through resistance training and clean diet. And don't get me wrong, you will be able to lose a significant amount of fat with a minimal amount of cardio if you're training really, really hard with your weights and you're getting the metabolic disturbance through high intensity weight training that we've already shown you how to do, as well as a caloric deficit in your meal plan. But to dial down and get that last bit of body fat off, you're gonna need to accept the fact that cardio will be a part of your program. So that's one thing I want to explain first off. So I will say though that most people do an outrageous amount of cardio and rely on it far too much. So don't get me wrong, a cardio-based fat loss program is the most ineffective way to lose fat, but it is one of the pieces of the puzzle after you've put your supplement, after you've put your nutrition plan, your weight training plan, your nutrition plan, and your lifestyle plan together. Next thing I want to touch on is when to do cardio. A lot of people say that training early morning is not effective. It can cause you to lose body fat. The reality is that bodybuilders and fitness models figured this out years and years ago and have discovered that training early in the morning on an empty stomach is an effective way of losing body fat. So if you have the opportunity to do that, I recommend it. What I typically do when I'm training early in the morning is, so I don't go on a complete empty stomach, is I'll have some branched chain amino acids, some creatine, maybe one scoop of protein powder just to help protect my muscle tissue, but I'm pretty much depleted, so I'm gonna get into my fat stores quicker. Another time that I've found from personal experience and with clients to be one of the most effective times to do your cardio is right before bed. It's funny, at a fitness show I was at before, I was talking to a lot of the guys and I was asking them, how'd you guys do your cardio? And for some reason, the common theme was a lot of these guys would do their 6 meals, 6 a.m., 9, 12, 3, 6. They do their weights during the day, and then they would do about 45 minutes of hard cardio at the end of the day, come home, have a liter or two of water, then they go to bed. And that's another really good time to do your cardio workouts at the end of the day. If you have the opportunity to split up your workouts, then that's your preferable situation. If you can't split up your workouts into 2 workouts a day, your next best bet is to do your cardio after your weight training. And you've probably all heard this before, you're gonna deplete your sugars when you do the weights, so when you get into the cardio, you're gonna get quicker into your fat stores. Another component to your workouts is making it simply longer. If you've been doing 30 minutes for the last couple years, it's safe to say that your body's used to it and it's not burning any more calories. Your body's become efficient at it. So stretching your workouts out, what I'd recommend doing is adding maybe 5 minutes each week. You typically don't want to do more than 45 to 60 minutes or else you're sacrificing the benefit of training hard and getting the intensity factor in there. So adding 5 minutes each week is a good way to go until you get 45 to 60, then focus on increasing intensity next. Another mistake a lot of people make when training for cardio is that they just don't do it hard enough. And most people are doing something that their body is efficient at. They're not giving their body a reason to dip down into their fat stores. So focusing on increasing that incline, focusing on increasing that speed week by week is very important. You should be focusing on getting fitter. You may not be training for an endurance sport, but your endurance should be improving. You should be getting fitter. You should be able to get those intervals up from 4 or 5 miles per hour walking to eventually 10 to 12 miles per hour sprinting. That goes for the incline too. You might start off on a 3.0 incline, but you want to build that up to 12.0, 15.0. Take the machine, whatever machine you're doing if you're training indoors, to the maximal limit. Another component is more often. I was talking to a bodybuilder recently. I'm in preparation for my show, and I'm trying to lose 2 pounds of body fat per week, and it's not coming off as quickly as I planned. I was losing 1 to 1.5. So I asked him, any advice? What would you do just being curious and hearing what he would say, and he simply said, why don't you just add one more 50-minute session per week? So that's another piece of advice. Just add an extra session, measure the response over the course of the week, and see what happens. The last piece of advice for your cardio training, a lot of people don't do this kind of training, is tempo training. Focus on working at around 75% effort at a longer pace. One of my personal favorite workouts you'll find in the program is starting on a treadmill. Every 5 minutes I increase the speed about 0.5, so I might start around 6. By about 30-40 minutes I'm running at 9, 9.5, 10, and those last 10, 15, 20 minutes becomes very, very grueling, and that's when your body really starts digging out the fat. So you need to be training hard enough, and steady state training is one of the best ways to do that. So get your heart rate up. If you're not sweating, if you're not leaving a trail of sweat, if your shirt's not drenched, then there's a good chance that you're just not working hard enough and you're not going to get the results you want. Now to talk about the bread and butter philosophy behind the Razor Sharp Cardio Core workout. And what we're going to do, instead of doing one 60-minute workout or one 40-minute workout, you're going to do two 20-minute workouts or two 30-minute workouts with a 10 to 15-minute ab workout in between. One of the reasons breaking your cardio into 2 mini sessions with an ab workout in between, the reason that's so effective is because when you come back for the second part is you're more fresh. So you can go harder than you would on the second half of a workout as opposed to not being fresh. So you're going to burn more calories. Another component is that we're going to be releasing a lot of lactic acid into our body through, hopefully you'll be doing more interval training and tempo running, which is going to release a lot of growth hormone. It's really going to heat up your body. And then when we combine that with the ab circuits in between the 2 mini sessions, that's really going to help spot reduce. It's really going to help target the section of the stomach that we want to get the fat off of. It's going to accelerate your results. Try this out. It's one of the most effective ways to lose body fat. Again, it's not the complete puzzle, it's one piece of the puzzle, and I think you're really going to see some impressive results, and not only just physique wise but fitness wise too. So have fun with the cardio workouts. They're all laid out for you in the book, and to your six-pack quest, keep rocking.